compensation. Refuse to pledge allegiance to your violations. Fuck out of here. Alarm clock flow, spit that water, wake and get it. Water for your soul, come get hydrated. Template for derivatives, bury us in the pyramids. POG.
This is episode 7 of the Let Me Speak podcast. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are long overdue for this episode, but we got some familiar faces in the building today.
Yeah.
We got Prince of the Ghetto and Miley Tay.
What's going on?
Thank you guys so much again for coming back.
Thanks for having us.
I really appreciate it. That song you just heard was Prince of the Ghetto, and tell us about that song.
Yeah, the title is called Celestial Genes. The video's out right now on YouTube featuring Asada Grooves. You know, I collaborated with a lot of artists. Kaylin Jingles shot the video. Rosie Shields, she did the body art for the video. So really creative visual. We wanted to go with something original. And the whole concept behind the name Celestial Genes is just getting back in touch with like our ancient philosophy with like the Dogon and the Kemetic people, which is just ancient Egypt, which was so yeah, this the pyramids, how they already had like their calendar system, how they already knew about like the zodiacs and everything. So
That's
I just
dope.
wanted to make a play on that to
I like
reconnect.
that.
Yeah.
All right, Millie Tay, what's up? What's going on with you, sis?
Another day, you know.
Another day, another dollar.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. It's been a lot going on lately.
Yeah, it has. Never stops.
First things first, what I just want to jump into is the Central Park 5 case. You guys been following that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard
I'm
not
actually, I just watched the Netflix series.
You finished it?
Now I'm on the 4th episode.
That's
I
the
think.
last one, right?
That's the last one.
Yeah.
So, man,
It's
hard.
It's hard to
see,
even
yeah.
like start it. Like honestly,
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. So it's like what, an hour episode or
It's like
something?
an
Yeah.
hour episode, but
Man.
I mean, I think like the first episode is about like it shows like when the police captured them and how they treated them and how
Look.
they like use their scare tactic.
it's
Yeah.
it's you have to prepare yourself to watch it. It's you definitely it'll make you angry.
Mhm.
I was livid the whole time I watched it. I'm only in like the second episode. I got to half of it, but let's talk about it. Like let's talk about what's going on. So basically, for all the listeners who are not sure what's going on, so Central Park 5 is about these 5 boys. Initially, it was 4,
Right.
and they basically they're getting accused in New York when they were 14. One was what, 13?
Well, the oldest was 16,
16.
and I think the rest was like 13, 14. Yeah,
And the oldest one was 16.
the oldest was 16.
So they're getting accused of raping and beating a woman who was jogging in the park, and it's just crazy to me because if you watch it, the DNA that they find doesn't match their timelines, everything that they're trying to put against these boys, it just doesn't match. And the officer, Farstein, she was the one who's trying to pin it on these boys, and she's trying to that she's getting these cops who are interrogating the young men. Mind you, they're interrogating these young men and their minors without their parents, and they're interrogating them and they're coercing them to say that they did it.
So when they captured these young men, were they in the vicinity of where the crime happened?
They weren't like in the exact area.
No, well, they were at the park the same time
Yeah,
this happened.
they were at the
but
same
they
park.
was in a whole different
Location, yeah.
than
Oh,
where
wow.
the actual where the
Yeah, so
actual
if you watch
situation
it,
happened.
when they do the everything in court, and if you watch it, they show where it happens, and then they show where one of the Puerto Rican boys where he was, and he points to where he was. It's at like the bottom, and where it happened it was like at the top. So it's like it blows my mind. And basically, these kids 13, 14, and they got. I haven't finished watching, but from what I've read, they got I think 13 years.
No, I think it was
13.
Well, the oldest
The
one
oldest one, I
got
was gonna get to
13
that.
years, I think, but I think the rest had like 6 to like 10.
And
15.
That's crazy.
They took these kids' youth, and I was telling you earlier, the oldest one, he was 16, and he he was only in the station because he went with his friend and he ended up falling asleep waiting on his friend.
Yep.
And his friend got picked up.
Yep.
Dang.
And it just it hurts to see how they treated these young black men, and one cop beat up the little boy. The youngest was what? He was 12, 13?
I couldn't.
He was
Yeah,
little.
he was little. He was small.
He was small. And they punched him in the face, and then they got him to say that. Oh, how'd you get that on your face? Well, she scratched you, like she.
Wow.
And so, like I said, the oldest one, Corey. His name was Corey. He was 16, and he ended up getting the 13 years.
I think he ended up getting the longest sentence
because he was 16. And he was
16.
able to be tried as an
He
adult.
went straight to Rikers
Island, straight to Rikers Island.
At
Yup.
16?
At 16. So, he was,
Wow.
in the prison too. He's labeled as a sex offender. So you know what they do to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That's how
crazy.
Because they let
the woman, was she able to be a witness?
She ended up not being able to remember anything when they had her come to the stand. She couldn't remember anything, but it hurts, to watch this, because in my opinion, this was so long ago, so many years ago, and it's like I feel like that still could happen to anybody this day. Any young black boy in 2019. Yeah. But what are your thoughts about that? Tell me what y'all think about, like.
Man, for me personally, it's sad that I have to say this, but I'm not surprised. Like, the judicial system has been doing this to us since.
It's not fit for the black man at all.
Yeah, it's not. And we definitely have to make more of a push to have more ambassadors in the legal system. And of course, it's easier said than done. Yeah. People, we've been talking about this, like our parents have their parents, but I feel like in the world now, if you really push for something as far as like social change, then it seems like there's an ear for it now. Like, people will actually listen to what you have to say as a movement, no matter what part of an oppressed group that you are a part of. You can at least get your voice heard with all this technology. It's like platforms. Yeah. That you can easily get your message across, and we probably, I would say, we have to push for more, ambassadors in the legal system, like district attorneys, not just like lawyers, but like people that are actually in the actual thread of the legal system, so we can so we won't be misrepresented as we were in this case.
What about you, Milite? What you think?
I mean, I had so many thoughts when I was watching that series, and one of my thoughts was pride. Pride is what sort of the law enforcement is what got them sort of in this mess, in this situation in the first place. See, the pride of telling the public we made a mistake. We don't know who it is. Just telling the truth.
Because she was so adamant about that. It was them.
Huh?
She was so adamant about that.
She was so adamant because of her pride, her ego. She wanted to be right.
Exactly. Once she wants to be right. Had those boys, they did it.
Exactly. But I mean, even people around her was telling
nothing.
her.
I'm telling nothing. What added up?
I mean, people around her was telling her what, like.
The DA was even
you can't get them. So what do you want me to do? What do you want? And at the same time, she's still saying, we're going to find some. We're going to pin it on. It's her ego. It was her pride. And that's what got her into this ball, this lie. And she had the ball just rolling. Yeah. And she did not want to admit and just say, hey, I don't know. I don't know who did it.
She did not want to admit I was wrong.
She didn't want to admit it. She didn't want to admit it. And you know what? That pride is all in us as humans. Like I said last time the Shaw was here. Everything is on the spiritual level. Everything. Everything. And if you read the Bible, it tells you everything you need to do. A lot of people are fearful and scared of reading the Bible. They run away from it because it's point blank there. And then some people gonna be like, oh well, the Bible was written by white people, it was stolen by Africa. All right, let's say we entertain that thought. Yeah. Nothing in the Bible is racist, discriminating, feminist. It's actually talking about love and how to have peace in the world, and not in a harmful way. And it talks about pride. That's one of how Cain and Abel, pride. It was in the beginning of time, and pride is what made America how it is. There's a lot of countries we're invading, and countries we're tearing things down because we want something over there, and we making up lies to the small people, to the public. The government is. It's their pride.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not surprised. Like, they've been doing propaganda. They can twist stuff to make it seem like
that's exactly what
something
they
that it's
did.
not. It's like an illusion. And another thing that I just want to say is, like, these type of instances will continue to happen until, like, we really decide to. Basically, America continues to show us who we are. In this case, I was reading a little bit about it because I haven't seen the series on Netflix, but I saw that President Trump was backing this lady.
Yes.
And
he
now,
was, if you watch it, he was
how
trying to
many
get
years later, now he's the president of the
during
United
that
States.
time, he was trying to get them to get the death penalty.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it just shows you what kind of world we live in. That man, because back then, he wasn't the president. But now, if you watch it now, 2019 is crazy that this is all coming back out, and we're watching it, and he's our president. And I was watching it the other night, and they had him on the TV, saying like, oh, these monsters, they should basically trying to promote that they need to get the death penalty. And these are kids.
Well, he's foolish. We all know that. he's a damn fool.
It hurts me so much, man. Like,
it is.
Hey, you know what? I was talking to somebody, a Romanian guy, and he was telling me, I'm tired of hearing about black people saying the man is holding them down and all this stuff.
Wow.
And you know what? I said, well, it's hard to talk to. First of all, it's hard to talk to anybody like that. That doesn't live every day in our skin. You can't experience that.
You can't speak on it. You haven't experienced it.
You haven't, like, just the little things of going to a nice restaurant and you being just looked at a certain way, or you being treated a certain way, or you going to a fancy place because of your skin color. See, those are certain little things that they don't understand. It does hurt someone.
Yeah.
It can affect someone at the end of the day.
It's funny because, like, Trump supporters, I'll call them Trumpies. Like, these Trumpies out here, they are so avid that, Trump is part of the new, like, he's about to start a revolution with, like, economics, with jobs. They try to make it seem that he's doing something good, which I understand that he's rubbing some politicians the wrong way and he's creating a new lane. But those same people that support Trump are the same people that say, like, oh, it's not a race thing, people just have to take care of their business and then they can fix their problems. But then we see something like this, the Central Park 5, and then where are those people now, like, with their comments? Like,
you can't tell me that.
You can't tell me that it's not about race when this is like countless times that this has happened to us. Like, this isn't the only time. It's times that we won't even ever hear about.
Exactly.
And it's young people that get killed, and they always also like to bring up, like, you guys are killing yourselves. Like, the people who live near each other are going to kill whatever race they're living with.
Exactly.
White people kill each other too. And another thing with that is, like, I hate to go this low, to stoop this low, but if you really want to bring up facts, like, white people kill white people, but they also kill other people too. Like, you don't really hear about black people doing school shootings or mass murderings. And even if you want to take it back further to when this country was established, it was mainly European countries that were going to other countries and invading them, stripping them of their cultures, of their religions. So it's like, us killing each other in America will never amount to the murders that have been committed by other races.
Yeah.
So while we're on this podcast now, I just want to tell all you Trumpies, don't say that. At least when you see me, Prince of the Ghetto, don't tell me that black people kill each other. Don't tell me that it's not a race thing, because the facts are there in your face. If you want to be oblivious to the facts, then that's on you. But just don't spew fiction. And I mean, if you feel like that, I know what type of person you are. Like, you